Hello everyone, welcome to Be Youthfully. Thank you for being here. Today I'm recording from the city center of Sofia in Bulgaria, and as you can see, maybe you can't, but I'm recording from. It's been a while. I'm in. I'm in the city center. It's a little bit cold. Snow is on the way, and yeah, it's quite a beautiful city. I've been here for a few days now, and there's still a lot to learn about the culture. And yes, life is an adventure. But anyway, today I want to talk to you about the idea of being authentic, being ourselves fully. I want to talk about the challenges and the benefits. It's of course that the benefits are quite I would say that are quite clear. To be ourselves, that means that we are able to move around the world, to be our authentic selves, to be who we want to be with no judgment, to choose what we want to choose, to say no when we want to say no, to say yes when we want to say yes, to be part of this amazing diverse existence, to be accepted as well, because nature itself is very diverse, as we can see. So it seems a bit silly for me seems a bit silly to try to be like everyone else. So I guess that being our authentic selves is very much about celebrating our own individuality. And of course that our different individualities will all come together and contribute to this amazing world. All are one. But anyway, there are plenty of benefits. It's quite not only diversity in regards to who we are physically, how we feel the world, our own ideas. All of those differences coming together, they come to expand the richness, how rich is this world. I see lots of, sorry, I'm walking and I'm feeling hot. But anyway, it is I think it's quite understandable that different people coming together, they can bring each other's input, can bring really, as together, they can bring a lot of amazing results. For example, let's do a very simple analogy. I feel sick when I don't like seeing blood, right? I don't like it. I just don't feel comfortable with it. Therefore, if I was trying to become like a nurse or trying to copy a nurse or a medical doctor, of course that I wouldn't be 100% myself. I would struggle with that. I would probably do it not feeling it, in a bad mood. Eventually, it would contribute for maybe I wouldn't even provide any ease to the patient. So, and therefore, I think that it's quite nice that there's people who are brave enough to face blood and all of that. And therefore, I feel quite, I don't envy that, but I respect that actually, and I admire that. I admire difference. So it's nice. Those are the kind of things that I think that is amazing, that we're not all the same. Another thing is, like, for example, imagine a football team. Everybody's got their own position, and therefore they are all contributing to the same goal. And I think that's how life is. Like, we are all different, but all of our differences are very important in regards to the world, to the collective consciousness. But anyway, I must confess that as I was growing up, from an early age, I understood that I would never be accepted as I am. Not never, but I struggle. I could realize because I had a different way of talking, a different upbringing, and for many people that was very strange. Like, how come? People would question, and of course that many people fear the unknown, fear the difference, and of course that will show up in their behavior, in their negative behavior, and hate, crime, and so on. So years after, I came to actually, be grateful for being who I am. Of course, that I always accepted minorities, and by minorities, basically the people who are, who stand out from the crowd. Actually, there's many cultures who actually appreciate that, standing out, like you're not like everyone. You don't have, like someone says jump, you don't have to jump. You can act upon your own, individuality. And so, yeah, I see a lot of benefits on, and it's beautiful because nature itself, the world itself is very diverse. So I see many, many benefits on being our authentic selves. But as you can see, I also mentioned the negative side, the challenges of being who we want to be. And those challenges are very based on how others perceive us. If some people will struggle to accept differences for whatever reason, and it's good to be aware of that, because you cannot expect otherwise. And once again, it comes like, we are all different, diversity. So within the diversity, I can say, yes, I like that. Yes, or no, I don't like that. So fair enough. Just say that sometimes things don't stay, are not just, like, it's not a matter of opinion. So some people can go a little beyond that, and that's why there's the exclusion. That's why there's this idea of minorities, which is very silly because I might be a minority here, and then I might be part of the majority somewhere else. Very silly concept. But anyway, there are challenges on becoming ourselves. There are. Many times we might even feel alone on this journey. Many times we will feel misunderstood. Sometimes we'll feel that, what's the point? Sometimes we might feel dismotivated. Sometimes we might feel like, am I crazy? What? But that's why I thought it was very important to do this little video, is that to be ourselves, there's something that it needs to happen. There is something that we need to tune into, which is our inner resources, our bravery. We are all alive. And each one of us will have their own desires. So it would be very, very, it would be unfair not being able to fulfill our life desires as we are alive and we come to this existence. It would be really sad if we weren't able to do so because others don't allow it to. Of course, there's many, circumstances that are quite challenging. In some countries, this idea of freedom, of individuality would seem a bit strange. For example, I'm in this amazing, beautiful city. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's the city is surrounded by mountains. But anyway, I'm in this amazing, beautiful city, which it was part of, politically speaking, there used to be communism. I don't want to go into politics, but it's just an example. As circumstances sometimes can be as challenge, because it's like going swimming against the current, you see. So imagine this country used to be communist, and there's many countries like that in Europe, and there's a lot of dictatorships across the world anyway. But within this kind of dictatorship, it's all about we are all equal, and we are all equal contributing to something bigger than all ourselves. But I think that's so disabling, disempowering, because indeed we are all very different. When I do education with young people, I tend to say that, man, I was born from a different mom. My mom is not the same as yours. My dad is not the same as yours. I was born in a certain day at a certain time, in a city or in a certain location in the world. How come we would be similar? Of course that there's many things, interests that we might have in common, but ultimately we are all our own selves. So once again, independently of the circumstances, yes, the fact is that it will be challenging in many occasions. You might even end up, like many people did in the past, or maybe they still do, in a place where you feel that you're losing your sanity. But maybe that's why it's so important to have this video coming up. Do not despair, do not despair. Keep being you. Sometimes it's scary, sometimes we feel vulnerable. It's like, oh my God. Sometimes you know, you might feel that you're about to quit, because to be accepted by everyone, I think that will take a few centuries. And that's life anyway. Life is actually about navigating this kind of diversities and challenges and become a better version of ourselves. But anyway, I don't want to bore you with much more. I must confess, I didn't really prepare for this video, although I had this idea of, you know, speaking a little bit more about being this thing about, you know, this thing that I've been promoting about being ourselves. It's not easy. Yeah, you know, the bottom line is that it's not easy. But you're not alone. But you are never alone. You are never alone. There are forces at work that cannot be seen, like O2, we breathe and we don't see. You know, there's forces working in our favor, and they always favor the brave ones, always. So be brave, be bold, dare yourself, challenge yourself, be the best of you, be the best of you. And always remember that, once again, you are not alone, because I'm also on the journey. I'm also on the journey. It took me so many years to come to accept myself as I am. So I'm not about to quit now. Actually, not now, not ever. It's like I'll never quit. I'll always be myself. And I'm gonna be radical on saying that I do not compromise on who I am. There is no need to compromise. There is no need, because when we respect each other as human beings, human race, one human race, then, you know, when we do that, then we are